Hey, welcome back, Visions fans. Ready Player Will here with a really kind of a twist on of a video of what I normally do. We're going to be talking about Old X and my use of them and a really fun story, if you will. What this video is, it's a fun Guild Wars story. It's a quick Old overview because not everyone knows about him. It's going to be an overview of my Guild Wars attack comp, and then we're going to actually watch the replays so you guys can see firsthand what it actually looks like. So, jumping into things, Old overall, do not invest in him. He's obviously like niche and good in what I did here, but like really only 5% of the game is he applicable for a lot of things, which is what makes it so particularly funny. And even though he does like do well against the ice comp at the moment, King Mont is going to blow that out of the water next week or 2 weeks from now. So not worth the resources it takes to max him to X with the rarity of some of those items. But here's how things started off. So Guild War yesterday, someone tags me after we beat the enemy team. He goes, "Bro, the Blank Guild doesn't believe that you got 6 stars with Old." Any comments? Because he has connections with them. And I have some of this blanked out just for competitive advantage reasons, if you will. And so, yeah, my guild right now, we're currently ranked 11 in all of Global. I'm part of Chocobo Force. I'm always proud to announce it. You know, keep an eye out for our CF tag. You see my in-game name is Ready Player Will, in case you ever see me. We're on a 5-game win streak, so doing really well. So this is like a really nice, you know, way to contribute to the Guild War where, yeah, 6 stars with Old, and you can see the health pools, like almost everybody is full. I'm like kind of blown away. It worked as well as it did. And so the first person I attacked was an already opened comp, but the second person was completely unknown, so I didn't know their vision cards or, you know, anything AI-wise. And, yeah, it did really well still. So, quick overview about Old, because, again, no one ever really sees him in the game because he just hasn't been good, and a lot of reasons. But he's a fire element. Jobs are Lancer, Monk, and Samurai, which, interesting blend of attack types, but not a ton of utility overall. His X job does give him a little bit extra in terms of enhancements, but he's a spear user and he equips a ton of versatility here. He can do hat and helm, cloth and armor, and accessory. Now, he can only do one at a time, hat or armor, you know, but he has access to all of them, which is cool. So move of 3, jump of 1. In terms of the resistance, is pretty standard for elements, but he's got 20% innate to slash, and weaknesses are strike and magic of 10% each. So you got to kind of watch out for those, and you'll see how I do it. In terms of stats, he's like average, above average accuracy. He's 157 on an average of 154, and a lot of characters can achieve a lot higher than him with their passives. This is primarily due to a monstrous dexterity stat, where he's got 259 dexterity on the average of 201, and total luck is actually above average too, 24 on 210, which also helps his evasion. He's not an evade unit, but he's got a 10% evade advantage over the average, which is cool. So agility is pretty bad at 60. The average is 61, and so in the current state of the game where speed kills, like, he is really, really slow. But the high dexterity rate, what that means is his crit rate is supremely high. So if you have his passive on here, he's like the second most highest crit rate potential character in the game, and that's a huge part of his damage output. And finally, no innate defense or SPR. So this is my attack comp for the Guild Wars. Warrior Light here is basically a giant punching bag where I've nerfed his offensive potential per se, and you know, Una does a great job. I have her AI, some little secrets with the AI, but her AI is really smart and it's pretty amazing. And then Old, obviously, I have him with my 3-star Ifrit, who's not level 99. We'll get to that in a second. But the Astro card, which is absolutely amazing for the AP regen or AP generation, and the attack up, and the unit resistance, and the armor piercer ability, which is one of his best abilities, to be honest. Not in his kit, but the card makes it so. Wind Spear, Tidus Necklace, and Zizabels, and just some of the stats. So he's really chonky at 6.4 thousand HP. I love that. The agility, really slow, 83. And again, this is with +5 agility from the Wind Spear and the Zizabels, like, and Ifrit, who's X upgrade, like, he's middle of the pack agility. He's not slow by any means. So 83 though is like really slow for current state of the game. Overall attack, he's at 1169, which actually should be a smidge higher because when you max the Espers, they get a pretty decent stat boost at their max level. So technically his attack isn't as high as it should. 10 defense and 22 spirit. That spirit's really important because it's got the magic weakness. And then 94 bravery here. This should be 97. So technically I should be doing more damage in these videos than I actually am. Never ever have your bravery under 97. There's literally no downside in the game, and that's not an exaggeration. Literally no downside. So always 97. If you can. And then, yeah, these are kind of the... I have the Monk sub job on for Store. Pierce Mastery, HP level up to kind of give him that extra bulk. And then Resistances, he ended up hitting 40% for Slash, which is awesome in the current Ice meta where Gilgamesh, Auron, you know, they do a lot of Slash stuff. And then 20% Magic Resistance on top of the 22 Spirits, so he's doing pretty well on holding up to Yuna. The reason why I wanted to bring him Ifrit not being max is not only does he lack the extra attack stat potentially and some of the extra agility points, but I am technically missing this Pierce attack up of 5 on the node, which is going to come in really important as we analyze some of the videos. So all of that in conjunction, you're going to see play out in a way where Old should have actually done better than he did. So this is kind of fun. These are the actual replays, not something you get to see every day. Apologies, I don't have any sound in these videos. I typically play with my game without sound, but yeah, you can see this team was, again, already opened, so they were, you know, down a couple cooldowns, but overall, pretty indicative of what I normally see anyway, and you know, the next opponent was unopened, so it's kind of fresh, but Old does Revitalize, kind of moves in, you know, Brave Presence shenanigans. This is all really standard setup. And we're going to see Old kick in action. And again, you know, I'm missing that 5% Pierce attack, and I'm down 3% on the Bravery. So there's a couple hits here. This battle should have ended much quicker. So fortunately, no status effect on the Warrior Light here. Oh, I'm sorry. He does get status affected. Doesn't matter. Old's going to come in here anyway. Now again, look at her health pool there. She should be dead if I have that node unlocked and I have the Bravery up. That's okay though, because you know Yuna's going to finish her anyway. But you can see Old took a pretty good hit there from Gilg and didn't really do a whole ton. Aeon Bond, everyone's favorite cancer in the game. Move forward your Armor Piercer, like see, and again, Gilgamesh really should be dead considering I'm missing out on like optimizing my offense. So technically he would have killed him through that barrier, the Armor of Discontinuity. And so Warrior Light's going to be a punching bag here, and they're just going to kind of move in a position to do stuff. He's going to get a heal. Not going to matter, because Old doesn't really care about that healing. Because he's just going to move right in here. And so 6180 to the Gilgamesh. And I believe he still has the shield on, if I recall. Fortunately, the unit does revive herself. And the reason why I say fortunately is because my team actually is going to have enough time to heal themselves back up to full, which is actually super important to starting off the next battle. Where you can see if that unit had died, I essentially would have gone into the next fight with a couple people half health and spread out, and obviously that hurts your chances. But you know, Yuna's going to come in here and essentially finish the job. But Old overall, like just dinking on him, and Warrior Light doing a great job tanking. Now tonight, here we go. Second battle. Again, this opponent was unopened, so this is all fresh abilities. I have no idea what their comp is. So a lot of more variability here for, you know, risk your second attack, but it doesn't really matter. You're gonna see. So, you know, no more re-raise for Yuna, so she moves forward. Store, I love. So part of Old, he doesn't have a ton of range attacks, so he actually doesn't always move forward to hit an enemy that's in range. Like a lot of people would actually move forward to hit Auron, but because Old doesn't have the range, he typically will use cooldowns on that first turn, which is pretty cool. Warrior Light here being an absolute monster of a tank, just taking down the pro. And Yuna gonna try to do some work here, but it's not gonna hit hard. You'll see. But here's Auron, you know, kind of throwing that limit break in here too. So Warrior Light, that's, you know, his this is gonna be his third hit that he's taken. So he's doing a fantastic job overall, setting the rest of the team up. And Old just need to come here and just go, fuck you, Auron, and 7.7 thousand damage. And again, that could be higher if I'm maximizing when I could. So Warrior Light eats here, but that's cool. You know, he's taken a lot of attacks. I think 4 in total. One of them was a Kotetsu. Fortunately, the re-raise actually fails here. Honestly, that's not going to matter anyway. Old is just that strong. You saw how quickly it takes down Auron. And you saw how, like, beefy my Warrior Light is. So even here, again, that Yuna should be dead. That should be a one-shot if I'm really optimizing the Old offensive build. Yeah, the fight kind of goes on. This actually cracked me up at the time. My Yuna's just going to stun the hell out of the enemy Yuna, like a couple times here. So Warrior Light doing some chip damage. Old just going to BAM! 6.4 thousand damage. And my Yuna's going to go again and bonk! Right in the head, stunner. And Warrior Light just cleaning up. And she's going to revive. And Old's going to come in here now. And oh, I'm sorry. He didn't have enough AP, so he's doing a smart thing and being a monster on his second turn if he needed to. And he doesn't. So that's the second fight. You know, obviously the MVP is the Warrior Light for how much damage he takes, but Oelde just decimates everybody. So that's it in a nutshell. Hopefully this was just something fun, entertainment value-wise for you to see, because it's an interaction that you don't often see in the game, just for the scarcity of which people use him, even at just like the top level of the game, or even just maximizing him in terms of an X job. So I wanted to share this for you, and you know, hopefully give some extra perspective to what's possible in the game.